Anthony Hartwig here with a Girard softball player profile. We are joined by sophomore Brooklyn Brawl. Brooklyn, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us this year.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so this is a name, you're a name, I should say, that really did come out last year and make a name for yourself in this Girard softball program. But talk about coming into year two and what it's been like to have that extra year of growth and 1 year under your belt and see the changes that you've made this year.
Yeah, it's been great. We have a good team this year. We have a very good group of girls together. Um, I feel like last year has built me up with more experience for this year and my next 2 years that I will have in the future.
Last year you took the bulk of the innings in the circle, almost all of them for Gerard. But this year you have Chloe Plant, who's really been a 1-2 punch for you guys, and you guys have almost split the innings down the middle. What's that been like to kind of have another pitcher in the circle to kind of take some weight off your arm?
Yeah, it's been nice, now like not all of the pressure is on me. She's a really good pitcher. So it's nice to have somebody else to help me out.
I love talking about pitchers and what they do to kind of get themselves ready in that moment because it's you in the circle against the batter, and yes, you have a team around you, of course, but that mindset between you and her, it's just one on one. Talk about what it's like to be in the circle and the mindset you bring to it.
So whenever like before I go in the circle, I always kind of like take a minute and just like relax myself and just take a few deep breaths to prepare myself. I know that like I'll be okay because I have a good defense behind me.
Did you when did you start pitching? I should say. When did you always kind of love this position of pitcher?
Yeah, so when I first started out pitching, I started probably when I was like maybe 11, so I kind of started a little bit later. My dad actually introduced me to pitching first, and once I started, I kind of just fell in love with it.
And then now that you see yourself where you are now, what are some things that you think you've been able to develop? Like what are some pitches I should say that you think are were the hardest to get to where they are now?
Definitely my curveball. I worked on that a lot with my pitching and hitting coach, Bob Smith. He's helped me a lot with both too. I also think another pitch that I've been working on is the placement of my fastballs, like keeping them low.
What's your favorite pitch to throw? Like, hey man, when this one's called, that's a good night. It's a good day.
Probably my changeup.
Mhm.
Whenever it's on point, it's really good and it gets a lot of the batters.
When you think about the work you've put in with Bob Smith, obviously he's one of the premier coaching instructors of the area. Talk about what that's done to help you be the pitcher you are today.
Yeah, he's helped me out a lot so much. When I first started pitching, I went to someone else and then I switched over to him, and I've just seen such a bigger difference in my pitching now than what it used to be, and he's just helped me so much with my mechanics and mentally too.
Now let's talk about this team. It's a very young roster overall, and you have a lot of young talent on Gerard's softball team. And it's been kind of an up and down season for you guys. How have you navigated the mental strain of a long softball season so far?
We have a very good group of girls. We are a young team. And more to go into the future. It will help us with the extra years of experience. I mean, all of us have like, we're all friends, we all get along together. We've all been playing together since we were younger. Mentally, whenever somebody gets down, there's always somebody else to pick them up. Like, for example, our senior Abby, she's always lifting everybody up whenever they make an error or something bad happens. She's always there, somebody else is there.
This strength of schedule for Gerard is off the charts, not just in the conference, which is hard enough inside the NEA, but out of the conference, you've played some really tough teams. Do you guys ever use that for confidence when like games maybe don't go the way you want them to? Like, hey, we're playing really good teams right now, and we're trying to get ready for the tournament. Do you use that for motivation when you're like I said, you're going through some times when the results don't go your way?
Yeah, I think the better teams we play, the more experience and more prepared we will get for playoffs. Even though if we lose to a really good team, we kind of just reflect on that and we'll fix what we need to fix before playoffs.
We've talked about your development as a pitcher and the work you've put in, but how much does pitching against these lineups that you have to help you develop too? I mean, you have to go up against some really good hitters, not just in the innate alone, really good hitters, really good lineups. What has that done for you as a pitcher to kind of be baptized by fire, as they might say?
It's helped me gain a lot more experience, especially from last year. I got in a lot of reps last year to help me with this year. And by playing better teams, I know like they're gonna hit the ball. And I know that I have a defense that will back me up with anything.
All right, so let's talk about your offense because your offense is cooking right now. You're hitting 471. You're second on the team in RBIs, leading the team in batting average. What has been working so well for you this season at the plate?
I definitely this year and last year, I've worked with Bob Smith again for my hitting. I've worked on my mechanics, and I think the biggest thing that changed this year compared to last year was mentally. I feel like I have a new way to approach the plate this year than compared to last year.
You might be a sophomore, but because of the numbers you put up and because you're a statistical leader, you are a player that this team leans on. What's it like to kind of be a leader at a young age and try to find your leadership qualities and have confidence in yourself to be a leader on this young team?
It feels good. I looked up, even though I'm still like an underclassman last year, I looked up to the juniors and seniors. And this year, even though I'm only a sophomore, I still hope that people look up to me, even though I'm a sophomore. I just, I just want to be a leader and show a good example.
How would you describe yourself as a leader? What kind of leadership qualities do you think you bring to the table?
I would definitely say I'm determined and I'm dedicated. I put in a lot of time and effort. I try my best to go to lessons 2 times every week. Yeah, those are the two I would say the most.
This has been a really rough spring for weather. I mean, you guys have been plenty of times where you show up at the field thinking you're going to play, and then the rains come and you don't get a game in. What has it been like to navigate that and have to stop and start and have to keep yourselves engaged? Maybe if you have 3 or 4 days in a row where you're not playing a softball game, what's it been like to navigate that for you personally?
Um, you know, yes, the weather has been really bad, but if our games do get rained out or if we're just sitting in the dugout with a rain delay, we're always having a good time keeping up the energy for the game if we're going back in. But if we don't have a game, we're always practicing or hitting in the gym.
What's your favorite thing to do during a rain delay in the dugout? What's like the GIRARD thing to keep everything one energized and ready to go?
They play a lot of music even when we're warming up, so everybody's, singing and dancing and just having a good time.
How much of your music taste gets on that playlist? Are you someone that likes the playlist, or do you think you have different music taste than a lot of your teammates?
I think our playlist is pretty good for the most part.
What's your personal playlist look like? What kind of things do you listen to, especially on game day when you're trying to get yourself locked in mentally?
I kind of listen to like a mix between some country, but also a little bit of like hip hop and like some rap.
You're obviously a great athlete. That's why we're having you on, but you're also a great student at Girard. Talk about what it's been like to you have those first 2 years as a student, as a high schooler, and how you've handled things in the classroom. Are you doing pretty well so far?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. I try doing my best no matter what it is. I really care about my grades and I would really like to keep them up.
What's your favorite subject so far in high school that you've taken?
Probably history. I just like learning about the past.
And then I don't like wording this least favorite subject because I don't want to throw shade into any teachers out there. But what's the hardest class that you think you've taken so far? The one that made you work the hardest to get the grade you got?
I would have to say probably biology. I'm not the biggest science fan.
Yeah, it's okay. We all have our niches. What are some things, or I should say, some teachers that you think really impacted you so far that have helped you along your journey, whether it be in the high school or before high school and middle school?
I would definitely say that there's two teachers. I would probably say Dr. Ducci and Mr. Johnson. Both two of them have really helped me out a lot.
We've talked about your pitching instructor outside of the varsity team, but what about the varsity coaches and what they've brought to the table in your career, and how much have they helped you in your journey so far?
They helped me a lot. They're very good coaches. Each one of them are strong in their own way, and they each bring something to the table.
What teammate do you think could give the best coach's impression on the team? Which one do you think matches their personality pretty well?
I would say probably Kaylee Wilkes. She's a very good player, very determined.
I can see Kaylee racking off some coaching impressions. I would have no problem seeing that. What player on the team do you think is like the team clown, the one that's always making people laugh?
Probably Abby, whenever like I'm down on myself or I'm just not having a game, she's always there lifting me up and just being there for me.
What player do you think is the best dancer on the team?
Oh, I don't know. That's really a hard one because there's a lot of
There's
them.
a lot of good ones, right?
Yeah.
If you had to give maybe one player that sticks out that maybe likes to dance but doesn't have the moves, do you have anyone in mind?
I don't really know, to be honest with
No,
you.
it's all moves in Girard. There's no one that
Yeah.
doesn't have the groove. Give me someone on the team that you think is the best driver. Like, you would get in the car with them and you would not feel any kind of safety issue with them driving.
I would probably have to say Abby again.
Now you're at that age where you're close. Have you gotten your license yet? Where are you on that journey?
Not yet. I have to make my appointment to go take my test.
Hmm. You nervous about that? Test is coming up.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I think overall, I think I'll do okay.
What's your dream car? If money wasn't an issue, you could have any car you wanted. Do you have one that sticks out that you would love to drive?
Well, I think one I would like to drive is maybe like a BMW, maybe.
Mm, your parents just started to sweat a little bit during that question. Let's talk about family. You have a great family, of course, great support system. What makes them so special to you, and what makes them people that you look for every time you're warming up for a game?
I always look for my parents and my sister, my dad. He's always hard on me, and that just pushes me to do better. I want to make not only myself, but I would like to make my family proud. My sister, she's always trying to rush to get to my games, and so is my mom.
How loud is your dad? Do you hear him when you're pitching? Is it someone that you always hear when you're pitching and hitting what they're saying?
Yeah, he definitely, if I'm like not doing my best, he definitely gets mad. But it just pushes me and makes me just become a better player in person.
You got to fit that softball dad cliche, right? You got to fit it.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, one of the things we like to do to end these player profiles, we like to give you the chance to kind of take the limelight off yourself and shine on the people in your life that have meant so much to you, that have supported you along the way. So, however many people you want to shout out, I want to make sure that you get the time to do so.
I would definitely like to thank God because I would not be here without him. I would definitely like to thank my family and my friends, and I would definitely like to thank Bob Smith because I also would not be here without him.
Brooklyn, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us about your sophomore year. We love watching you play. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for having me.